Adding CAD integration to your NICE Informed system can greatly enhance your public safety agency's incident investigation process. Normally, when investigating an incident, you may perform a search that returns many recordings, and it can be quite time-consuming to review those recordings and locate those that are related to the incident that you're investigating. CAD integration helps by automatically locating recordings from resources that are related to the incident in the time frame that the incident occurred. So instead of searching across a time frame, you would enter a CAD ID number into the CAD search box. This will automatically return recordings related to the incident from telephony and radio resources, as well as providing a CAD record which shows things such as notes, dispatch events, units en route, units on scene, and units clear. This metadata can greatly enhance your investigations. In the case of CAD incidents which have multiple records, we can check the Retrieve Related Incidents box, and when we perform our search, we will see other incidents which are related to the primary incident. For example, if there's a motor vehicle accident on the highway and multiple people call in that incident, you will have multiple CAD reports which are all related to that same incident. Searching across related incidents will return the additional CAD reports as well as the recordings associated with each of those reports. From here, I can select recordings and the CAD data. I can move them to the Inform Clipboard or to the Inform Organizer and work with them within those features within the NICE Inform system. As you see, this made it much easier and faster for me to locate the recordings that I needed to do my incident investigation. CAD integration can also enhance my quality assurance program by enabling me to create schedules around CAD incidents. Here, I can select calls for evaluation using CAD data. Let's say I want to select 5 CAD incidents per week to review. And here I can add CAD data fields to filter out for things such as call type, agency, or other metadata that the CAD system provides to the NICE Inform system. This schedule will then automatically add CAD incidents to the queue to be evaluated by your supervisors. We're going to take a look at how the NICE Inform Clipboard can be used to enhance your public safety agency's incident investigation. Here I've done a search in NICE Inform Reconstruction over a time frame and across multiple resources, both telephones and radios. And across the timeline you see the gray bars indicating recordings on each of those resources. As I begin my investigation, I'll select individual recordings and I'll play those recordings to determine if those are part of the incident that I'm investigating. Here I'm listening to a 911 call, and let's say that this call is part of my incident. From here, agencies will also often go to save that audio outside of the system as a WAV file, but you can use the clipboard to make it easier to organize the recordings that you located in this incident. With the recording selected, I just go up top and I click on the Add to Clipboard button. And that recording has now been put on the clipboard. From here I can continue with my investigation. I'm going to listen to this recording from a radio resource, and I determine that that one is also part of the incident that I'm investigating. So I'm going to add that to the clipboard. So as you see, I can click on individual recordings and add them to the clipboard one at a time. But I can also add multiple recordings to the clipboard simultaneously. For example, on this radio resource, Maybe all of these transmissions are part of a single conversation. I can draw a box around those recordings, and I can add them to the clipboard with a single click. I can even draw a box around multiple resources and add all of the recordings inside the box to the clipboard in a single click. Once I've found all of the recordings that are part of my incident, I can click on View Clipboard to see all of the recordings that I've selected. So here you see the recordings that are part of my incident and none of the recordings which are not. You'll note with the 911 call that the recordings include the metadata, in this case Annie and Rapid SOS, that are part of that recording. From here, if I find that one of these recordings is not part of my incident, I can simply right-click on that recording and choose Remove Current Item from List, and it'll be removed from the clipboard. When I'm satisfied that I have all of the audio for this incident, now I can decide what I want to do with that audio. I can save all of the audio files as a scenario, which are individual recordings, or I can save them as a single audio file, which will mix all of the recordings together so that when I send it to someone outside my agency and they listen to it, they can listen to the entire incident in a single file and not have to go through multiple recorded files to listen to the entire incident. And if I have Inform Organizer, I can transfer these recordings to an organizer incident from here. So using the clipboard in this way makes it much easier for you to organize the recordings that are part of an incident you're investigating. Performing quality assurance evaluations is an important part of your public safety agency's routine operations. The NICE Inform Evaluator can be used to help with this. As a first step, I'm going to add some evaluation forms to NICE Inform. Wilmac Technologies can help you with this by providing you with the standard APCO-NINA templates for EMS, fire, and police. These forms can be used out of the box, or you can tailor them to your individual needs. An evaluation form consists of a series of questions which the evaluator will answer while they're listening to the recordings. Each question is worth a number of points, and those points are tallied up when the evaluation is completed for a final score. Once you've added evaluation forms, the next step is to create schedules. The schedules enable you to select recordings automatically so that you don't have to choose them manually from a long list of recordings. Recordings can be selected using either telephony data or CAD data if your Inform system has a CAD integration. For example, let's say we want to evaluate 5 recordings for each of our operators every month. I can create the schedule, select the form that I'm going to use to score those recordings, select the individuals or groups who will be performing the evaluations, as well as the people who are being evaluated. Once the schedule is created, it will run each night and automatically add recordings to a queue for the evaluator to review. When they log into the NICE Inform Evaluator, they simply need to click on the incident or the recordings, select them, playing them, and start answering the questions in the evaluation form. You'll note as I answer questions that the score up top will continue to change. Once I've completed answering the questions, I can add notes and I can save the evaluation. The evaluation remains in the NICE Inform system and it can be used for personnel reviews, and we can also run reports based on quality assurance data and add them to a dashboard so that we can see how our individuals are doing as well as how their scores are trending over time. So this can make your quality assurance program in your agency well organized and have the data that you need in order to continually improve. We're going to take a look at how the Nice and Form Organizer can be used to enhance your public safety agency's organization and storage of recordings related to incidents that you're investigating. Here I've located a number of recordings across radios and a telephone that are related to the incident I'm investigating. You'll note that this is a 911 call and it includes metadata such as Anti-Alley and Rapid SOS. I'm going to transfer these recordings and the associated metadata to the Inform Organizer. I can create a new incident or I can add to an existing one. Let's create a new one. I can give the incident a name, a number, and if I like, a description. If I choose to enable incident retention, this will prevent the incident from being deleted prior to the date I specify. Next, I'm going to select individuals or groups of individuals who have permission to access this incident, and I can specify their access rights, read, modify, or full control. Once these recordings are added to the Nice and Form Organizer, I can then work with it now or at a later time. Here I see all of the recordings and metadata that I added to the incident. You can also add audio and video from outside of the Nice Inform system. For example, maybe a citizen sent you a cell phone video from the scene. Let's add that video to the Inform Organizer timeline. Most videos automatically include date and time stamping, but if I need to adjust that date and time, I can do so here. This is a video file. I'm going to give it a name and specify that it is a video file. If I want to give it a title and description, I can do so. If not, it'll now add that video right into the timeline, and you see it here along with all of my other resources, where I can select it and play it as I'm listening to the other recordings as well. Other file types can be added as well under related materials. Any file type can be added. So for example, I might add a police report or a photograph from the scene. I can add as many of these as I want. All of these items that I'm adding are logged in an audit trail under history, showing who added them and when. From here, I can now create distributions to send the incident to people outside of the Nice and Form system, such as a district attorney or a defense attorney, using the Nice and Form media player. So in this way, we can organize many incidents within the Nice and Form Organizer and then work with them anytime we need to without having to perform the same search a second time.